Hello, techies. Welcome back to kaetalkstech. I'm Kay. Let's talk tech. Today, I want to talk about getting ghosted. Everybody hates it. Everybody's been through it. Everybody's talking about it. So, let's take a look at what is happening when you get ghosted and what your response can be. Um, I see a lot of people complaining on different forums, professional forums, about being ghosted, and it's an emotional thing, right? Because if you're out there complaining about it, that means you put a lot into that particular um, position. You know, First of all, looking for a job is not the most fun thing, right? It's a job in and of itself. And so you find this role. Oh, it's beautiful. The role is beautiful. It looks like it was written for you specifically. The job gods have blessed you to find this role, right? And so now you want the perfect application, the perfect cover letter. You get out your AI tools. You let it help you tweak your resume to the job. You let it help you put that cover letter together. And I hope you're doing this part. You're very careful to not let it sound like it came from AI, right? And so you put this cover letter together and you're like, oh, chef's kiss. This is the one, right? Um, you love the requirements for the job. You meet them all. You exceed what they're asking for. And the money is great. And so you put in your application with your cover letter, and you get a response. They want to talk to you. And you have your interview with HR, and HR says, you know what, I'm going to move you to the next step. And they do that, right? They move you to the next step. You meet with the hiring manager. You can tell this person is impressed. Um, but, they don't want to give away too much. They don't want to say, yes, I'm going to hire you in the interview. Although I have been lucky enough to have people do that. But you know that it went well. Um, and sometimes they will say, this went really, really well. I have a couple more people to interview, or this went really well. Always ask where they are in their interviewing process, because I just have this experience and this theory that for me, if I'm one of the first people they see, I don't get hired, because hiring somebody is a lot like shopping for real estate. You never buy the first home you see. People don't really do that. They got to see what's on the market, what they can get, how can they, which features they can get, how close can they get to their dream property. So they don't get the first house, even though it could be wonderful and amazing. They just don't get the first one. I prefer to be the last person interviewed, or close to the last. In any event, I digress. So the interview went well, and then you get a call from HR, and they give you some feedback. They say it went well, and you'll hear from us in a few days. And that few days turns into 2 weeks, and now you're wondering what the heck happened. Did somebody pass away? Did somebody leave the company, and that's why nobody got back to you? Like, what is going on? And so you reach out a couple of times, and you get no response, or the response is kind of, yeah, we're going to get back to you. We're still working on it. And that 2 weeks turns into a month, and, you just have to finally accept this is not going to happen. And, it's hurtful. And so now you're kind of ticked and you're on social media talking about it. So when that happens, when that happens, what's really going on? It could be a couple of different things. First of all, let's appreciate that the recruiter has a difficult job. Whether it's a consulting company recruiter or a corporate recruiter, for every job, they're getting hundreds of applicants. That's number one. Okay? So at the same time they're recruiting for your position, they have other positions they're recruiting for too. And, it's a lot to keep organized. That doesn't excuse not getting back to you, but just understand it. I've emotionally divorced myself from this process for the most part. I don't follow up anymore because I know if that employer wants to hire me, they will track me down. If they want me, I don't have to look for them. I've never had a follow-up work out in my favor. So I just don't do it anymore. I probably forget I even had the interview after a couple of days. And if I don't hear from you in 2 weeks, I consider the matter closed, and I'm not keeping track of it. If you called me a week and a half later, I may not even initially remember that I had that interview because I plant the seeds and I move on to the next one. And I think it's a good way to handle it because then you save that energy that you spend on emotion to plant new seeds, to follow other leads. Just like, we all get recruiter spam, you happen to have the word audit on your resume, and now and you're a developer and you have the word audit on your resume, and now you're getting accounting jobs in your inbox, right? That same thing happens to recruiters. They're looking for auditors, and then people who know what an audit is but have never participated in one are contacting those recruiters. So it happens on both sides. I still think if recruiters updated their search terms, they'd be more successful and we'd get less spam, and that would be win-win for everybody. But they cast the widest net possible, and I feel like that's a new business model that came in with the Indian recruiting companies, because the American recruiting companies never did business like that. They were very targeted. And I do notice that there are people who are working in recruiting and there are professional recruiters. And the professional recruiters are still very targeted. They will get back to you. They will follow up with you. But what I'm telling you is most of them are not going to, right? And then the job, they could hire somebody else. The job could close. They may have lost the budget for it. That manager may have gotten laid off, so that's not there anymore. And then sometimes recruiters just don't know. So I would suggest that you divorce yourself from this emotional situation as much as you can. But when that job seems like it was written with you in mind, when that job description describes your background to a T, it's a little more difficult. But what can help you is focusing on the next application. Okay? So that's how you can deal with getting ghosted. That's why people get ghosted. And on top of all of that, some people are just unprofessional. So they never get back to anybody, but it is what it is. So you can't control how people do their job. You can only control your response. So I say save your energy for other things. That's it. That's all I have for you. Like the video, share the video, follow the channel, visit kaetalkstech.com, and then come back here where we will once again talk tech. Bye.